Afternoon, welcome to Colston River Retreat. Today we're going to finally do some planting. Hi everyone, welcome back to Colston River Retreat. Today we're going to do some planting. Finally, after all this time and wait and work, we finally passed the risk of frost and we're going to do some planting. I have done a little bit of planning ahead. I've got my little book here that's got all my answers in it for what we're going to be planting and how we're going to be planting. So let's take a look and see what we got. So I did buy a variety of things to try out this year. We're going to test them and see how they do. So most of my supplies come from Gurney's this year, and we'll give it a try and see how they do. So we have a wildflower and herb mix. We got marigolds, deer resistant wildflower mix, honeybee flower seed mixture, alright, so that's our Gurney's wildflower. And then I do have a couple other ones I'm going to try that I got off of the Amazon. So I got some Burpee pollinator wildflower mix. And then I got this Outside Pride wildflower sunflower mix. Or wild sunflower mix. We'll see what it grows. Alright, and then for my sunflowers, I have the giant sunflower, which is an American giant hybrid. It grows up to 8 to 15 foot tall. And I have 150 of those seeds. And then I have Pro Cut Orange, which grows to about 5 to 6 feet tall. And I have 75 of those seeds. And then I got a Gurney's Sunny Hedge Blend that grow to 3 to 4 feet tall. And I have 50 of those. So what we're going to do is we're going to stagger these sunflowers and start with the tallest in the back. And then kind of work our way forward and basically plant as many as we got. I've got a planter we'll get out here in a minute. I'll show you. We'll see if we can figure that out. And plant that for the sunflowers. For the wildflowers, we're going to mix with sand and just hand broadcast it for this year and see how it does. Most of these are a mix of annuals and perennials. The perennials will sometimes take up to 2 years to get to full bloom. So you get some annuals in there to make sure you have some flowers this year. We'll see what we do as far as if we till it back under and see if it'll come back again, or if we just leave it as is. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out as we go along. All right, the last thing in the box is I've got this clover, white Dutch clover, 1 pound, that we're going to plant by the bees. So that way we can try to not have to mow. Now I did think about planting these differently so that they matured at all the exact same time because they have different mature dates. But since this is just our first year, I decided to plant them all at the same time and see how that turned out. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll do something next year different. Uh-oh, that one looks in trouble. Alright, so there's supposed to be 50 seeds in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so that's what 10 looks like. So there'd be another 10, 30, 40. Yep, pretty close to 50. Alright, so Alright, there's the giant hybrid. see what the Pro Cut looks like. These are expensive. You want every one of them. Got 25 of these. So, black seed. Look very nice. Look healthy. I'm going to see if I can harvest some seeds from these, from the growth from these next years that I can replant. I don't know if that'll work or not. I've seen mixed reviews on that. Alright, that's the Pro Cut Orange Hybrid. Alright, here's the Gurney Sunny Hedge Blend. Alright, we got 25 of these. These are by far the smallest seed. And they'll produce the smallest. Hello, bee. Alright, we're out here in the wildflower and sunflower field. We're going to go and get planted. What I did was I took all the Gurney seeds that I had, all the different ones that I mentioned, put them all together, and then I've added a equal part amount of play sand just to help broadcast a little bit easier, and I'm going to do it by hand. What I think I'm going to do is this basically half right here that's on this side, I'm going to use the Gurney seed, and then on the other side I'm going to do the other wildflower mix, and then in that back part up there I'll do the sunflowers in that back part up there, and that way we can kind of see how the different seeds grow, see if deers pay attention, kind of like an experiment. We'll see. So here we go. I've never done this before, so there's no guarantees that this is going to work out at all. So you can see the fill. It's very tilled up. About 3 inches deep there. I'm going to reload, get those other seeds and then some sand and broadcast on the other part. Well, this other mixture came with a peat moss or something to help it spread out, but I'll be honest with you, I don't see a lot of seeds in there. We'll see. I'm not super hopeful for that. That did not look great. All right, let's plant some sunflowers. All right, so we're up here at the sunflower patch portion. This is the individual row planter that I just got through assembling. That went together pretty decent. The only seeds that it would grab were the larger American Giant. I couldn't get it to grab the other ones, and I think it would be planting them too close together, so we're going to probably do that by hand. 150 seeds don't seem like much. about right. So they're about 6 inches apart. So good. Go B minus. Did not work as well as I would have hoped. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk out a row and then I'll go back and plant it with the other ones and just drop them in there. All right, let's try it. All right, these are the Pro Cut flowers. Like about nothing. We'll see. All right, now we got 50 seeds of the Sunny Hedge Blend. All right, so there's all the sunflowers planted. I think if my count's correct, that's 275 seeds. We shall see what it looks like as we go. All right, so we got sunflower patch or wildflower patch I'm pretty confident in. Wildflower patch I have zero confidence in. Sunflower patch, who knows? Well, I lied. I had this other bag of wild sunflower mix, which is, I don't know if it's only sunflowers or wildflowers or wild sunflowers, I don't know, that I'd bought off Amazon. And I have another patch up there at the beginning of our driveway that I was planning on planting this at. But I'm so nervous about how this is going to turn out that there's not going to be any flowers. I'm just going to go and plant it. Okay, so that was another pound of seed. Kind of between this first patch of who knows what and the back patch of sunflowers. We threw it in there, so if it turns out to be wildflowers, great. Turns out to be sunflowers, great. I don't know. So I'm going to go get the roller, and I'm going to roll it up and back. We do have rain coming, but I may try to water it. All right, so that roller did not have much water in it, but it did a pretty good job of compacting that down. Again, we were looking more for soil to seed contact or seed to soil contact than we are covering it or compacting it. And I think it did a great job. I'm very happy with how that looks. So now we're gonna maybe see about doing some watering. That's a little bit of a chore. We have a river, we have a creek, but it's not easy to get it out of either of those. So I have some water bladders that I used when I was trying to grow grass for my son's wedding as a backup when I wasn't stealing water from the river. Might try to fill some of that up and see if I can pump it. Let's try and see. Alright, so here's the setup. I've been working on it while I've been away from you guys, but I got the water bladder in the back of the truck connected to a water transfer pump. I couldn't run it off of the power in the truck, so I had to set up the little generator. All right, let's see if it'll work.